Peace, peace. Welcome to Kam-Pain Live, Sunday School, Sunday School. Cooking to Zariak and Khalil Shabazz. That's today's Sunday School topic. Recapping, actually reacting off of a reaction. So salute, peace and blessings. Sunday, April 6th, on this blessed Sunday, Sunday School Kam-Pain Show Live. Cooking to Zariak and Khalil Shabazz. Y'all seen a little bit about it yesterday, but we're gonna go into this fair use clip, but it's a reaction of my reaction. And I'm gonna share the screen. Actually, I'll do that first. Let me share the screen about what's going on. Let me take this off here. What's going on right now on my man's page? He said that I'm clout chasing, but he constantly got the NOI, Farrakhan, and Elijah Muhammad and the NOI's name in his mouth, and this is his this is what he had earlier today. Let me hold on. How can I do this? Trying to figure out why it ain't showing up big. There we go. He says, West Coast Cam says, let's call curse of deletion. And he tagged me in it this morning, but then he's accusing me of clout chasing him. And then this is the other one. This is Sonetta calls West Coast Cam a traitor. FOI are not brothers. So let's listen to that. Let me see if I can play that. Let's see if I can get this audio.
You know, y'all might not agree.
Yeah. Let me find. There we go. Y'all take a listen.
Just asking you for a discussion. And you gotta repent too, Cam. You gotta repent, brother.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Against your brother, man. That's even though y'all might not agree, that's still your brother.
That's not my brother. That's not my brother.
That's not his brother, Si. He said that's not his brother.
That's not my brother.
That's not my brother, Cam.
Fair use. Gooch, what up, Gooch? I'm gonna bring you on in a second. I just want to play this. Fair use.
Yeah. Not your brother.
No.
Hey,
I mean,
if I could just get 30 seconds before I go.
They steady be talking about I be over talking them and cutting them off, and I'm emotional. All I hear is yelling, loudmouth, over talking. I was there like hours, you know what I'm saying, watching it. And then once I got on there, I still was on there like 30, 40, 50 minutes, being patient and being quiet, just letting them ramble, run their mouth, make noise. As soon as I try to get my little sentence in, he's all over me. I like whatever, because what I got to say is potent enough. I don't need a lot of words. I just need a few seconds. And once I get it off, you know, then they can do all of the reaction, ooh, and all that type stuff to it. But, you know, they try to just spin any type of theatrical, clickbait type stuff. Cam is a traitor. FOI are not brothers. First of all, the dude that he got on there ain't even a FOI. He ain't even a real FOI. So anybody that puts on a FOI uniform, that don't mean you're a FOI. Anybody that pulls out a blue bandana and say I'm from this hood or that section, that don't mean that's what you you just a false flagger. So it's that's not my brother. That's not my homie. You know, it's the same principle. You're not a FOI. Matter of fact, you're a hypocrite. You're an op. You know, according to my faith, the hypocrites is worse than a disbeliever. So, you know, you calling Farrakhan a hypocrite and you saying Elijah Muhammad is physically dead, but he's your leader. Like, how's he leading you if he physically dead? So, no, you're not my brother. Just like Jesus said about his own brother and his mother. Jesus, your brother and your mother's out here. You're like, who is my brother? Who is my mother? No, my brother and my mother is in the temple with me. So that's how that go.
Cam, you stay. Cam, wait, hold on, Cam.
Listen to me.
No, listen to me. I'm about to leave. You staying?
So I'm about to leave too. We both about to leave. If Farrakhan is a hypocrite, that's you not my brother.
Okay, he said what he said. But I would
right. If Farrakhan is a hypocrite, you're not my brother.
What I just want to point out is that when he say other Israelites would call me a hypocrite, he's correct. But another ISUBK member wouldn't do that. So he's
I don't know what he just made my point. Dude is not a member of the Nation of Islam. He just called himself that, just like dudes call themselves what they call themselves. That's like a terribly weak and meaningless argument, I guess, that he was trying to make. But I love the fact that we get to do this now, and I'm not gonna really be baited into too much of this, because I already said the most potent things that could be said, and they punked out and cowered it out. So we really don't have nothing else to talk about. But this is just for content, just for clicks and views and issues and giggles at this point. Our rules are.
I'm just telling you. So he's FOI, you FOI. That's like Katazai being
that's two people claiming to be FOI. That's two people claiming to be FOI.
Damn,
why you supposed to do a showdown and prove who's who and what's what.
The man been emotional since he been on here.
He said the man been emotional since I've been on. I didn't get to talk but 3 times. How can I be emotional? No. When I start a sentence and y'all cut me off, then that forces me to raise my voice, and I ain't trying to raise my voice. But the whole time, you see my man right here been yelling and cussing and slandering. You know what I'm saying? Clearly the only one that's emotional.
So now that's like me and Katazai being on this stage together and seeing us go back and forth.
So yeah, that's that. But then let me get this off of here. And we get back.
How you know Islam had an agenda, because they couldn't even stand together. When Malcolm X was given that order to not say nothing about JFK and he didn't listen, when he left, he started telling all the secrets. Then he started telling about Elijah being a pedophile. The only bad part about that is for Malcolm.
Now look at who's emotional. Let me back this up. This is before I even got on here. So this is him still addressing the Khalil dude. But if it was like 2 hours into this before I even showed up. But this is the whole loudmouth energy and slander and gossip like a female that he was doing the whole time. But as soon as I get on here with this calm energy, I probably was too flat. My energy was kind of too flat, too monotone. But then, he let that accusation fly out of his mouth about me like I'm emotional. I can't be still. Dude, you projecting. You projecting. You looking in the mirror. You have to be talking about yourself.
And that's how you know Islam had an agenda, because they couldn't even stand together. When Malcolm X was given that order to not say nothing about JFK and he didn't listen, when he left, he started telling all the secrets. Then that sound like a beauty shop, bruh. You sound like you in a beauty shop. Sound like you under the dryer with getting your hair did, getting your braids did. He started telling about Elijah being a pedophile.
Girl, let me get the tea. I got the tea, girl. You heard what Malcolm said about Elijah being bro, you sound like you in a beauty shop.
The only bad part about that is for Malcolm, if you knew he was a pedophile when you was there, why did you even stay in there? So
why are you yelling? Why are you screaming?
Which one is the truth? Either he was a pedophile or he wasn't, because you supported that pedophile by him doing that.
So he first went out there corroborating it that he believes Malcolm. He believes Malcolm, and he's repeating the most slanderous, the most wicked and slanderous accusations, right, that we know that ever was blamed on the nation, I should say. One is the assassination of Malcolm X, and the other one is what he's talking about right now. So, and he's from New York. Keep that in mind. Right. And keep that in mind. I just seen somebody on my Instagram page trying to COINTELPRO thinking that I'm on some New York hating because I'm from the West Coast. So listen to what I'm saying right here, based on why I said he's from New York. He's in New York. He's from New York. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the New York is one of the most worst cities in terms of hypocrisy in our entire nation. And that's why Minister Farrakhan had to go there and take Malcolm's place, because Malcolm is the one, like he said, that's why they mentioned Malcolm. because Malcolm put the battery in their back with his slander, with his defection and his rebellion and the messiness that he did that gave these dudes the courage or whatever that is, the mischief spirit to repeat slander that was never proven. So this is what Malcolm did in New York in Mosque number 7, right? This don't have nothing to do with just because I'm West Coast Cam that I'm looking for that reason. Elijah Muhammad is from Georgia, from the East Coast. This is me quoting Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad said that New York is one of the most worst cities in our whole nation in hypocrisy and hypocrites. And that's what Malcolm proved. And it was partly probably because of Malcolm, because he dropped such a poisonous, cataclysmic defection or slander or calumny against the whole nation there in New York Mosque that gave birth to all of these little characters. You know what I'm saying? That couldn't wait to repeat what Malcolm said. So that don't have nothing to do with West Coast Cam versus New York, East Coast versus West Coast. No, that's some COINTELPRO BS that, y'all ninjas trying to pull. That was never proven. It's hearsay, it's slander, but it's slander of the worst type. So once I'm hearing this, then it's really nothing to talk about, because I never heard him say this. I never heard Tazariak get at the NOI or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan or the FOI like this. So I already understood, what time it was, and Allah let me see this right on time for a reason. There's no reason to yell and go back and forth. My purpose now is just to ask you 1 or 2 questions, and you're going to see what that is.
Him, not me. And then what did they do? They killed that nigga. They killed Malcolm.
Wow. Who's emotional? Who's slandering? Who's repeating unproven false accusation claims of the worst, most emotional order? My man is right here.
As much as Israelites have split from each other and have gotten back into it, you have never heard of another Israelite killing another Israelite.
So you've never heard of this with us neither, but you're claiming that this is the case. Actually, he's pulling more argument points from the Nation of Islam and from Minister Farrakhan. This is the argument that the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan has against the Orthodox Muslim world. The same, our bars that we use against the Orthodox Muslim world, he's trying to use against us as though we got that crime against Malcolm. And of course, you're about to hear that get debunked right now, but this is how desperate they are. So this is real Fed bait type activity. He's saying that the Fed bait, meaning FBI COINTELPRO 2025. Don't think for a minute that every black organization ain't got some informant, agent, provocateur, rats, or whatever that is in their organization. We got them in the NOI. We've been had them, right? But they wasn't able to get a stronghold and take over. But we don't know nothing about the quality of his organization. We don't know what influence they working with, or what whether they working or not. Especially if you yelling out these slanders that already been disproven by the Freedom of Information Act, declassified documents about who really unalived Malcolm X. NOI unalived deleted that nigga. Talking about Malcolm. Malcolm was the nigga that the NOI deleted. Now we at the 50th year of opening the Freedom of Information Act files about the unaliving of Malcolm X and who was really responsible for that. Malcolm X's daughters and his family, along with Attorney Crump, last year, if I'm not mistaken, has already filed $100 million lawsuit. It wasn't against the NOI, it was against the FBI. Right, not the FOI. It was against the FBI and against the New York PD, NYPD, and the FBI. Why is he saying Why is Mr. Light Skin saying that the NOI, the FOI, unalived that nigga? And earlier in this interview or this debate, he was accusing the NOI of getting rid of Khalil. He was saying that we also did Khalil, not just put Khalil out the mosque, but had something to do with his unaliving. This is what my man said, Mr. Pro Black, high yellow pro black said that. And the reason why I even get at him about light skin and the whole colorism thing, because he was also slandering Master Fard Muhammad, saying that he was a white man, and Farrakhan alleged biological father being a Jewish man, and we talked about that already, as though anybody has a choice, as though all of the descendants of slaves wasn't products of being PDF filed and RAPED'd for hundreds of years by white slave master males that produced mulatto or biracial children that nobody wanted, because they didn't even have black fathers. They had white devil slave master biological fathers. So the mothers, couldn't be proud of the child really like that. And the blacks couldn't really accept him. The whites wasn't going to accept him. So they was despised and rejected. That's what we are. That's why you light skin, bruh. That's why you a high yellow light skin, while you mocking Master Fard Muhammad's color, or Minister Farrakhan color or father, or, all of that. So, I just like to detail it and go through it. Fair use. Let's keep going. Why would you be saying that when we have Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, declassified documents about exactly who did it? So much so that Malcolm X's own daughters and family has filed a $100 million lawsuit against the government, against the FBI, and against NYPD. But you know better than them.
Wow, man, damn, powerful closing, man.
Was that powerful?
On both sides, powerful closing. All right, this is the part where we begin to open up the floodgates. And the first brother, West Coast Cam, let's go. You up, brother? Unmute yourself. Let's go.
There we go. Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, brother.
Man, thank you for having me. I'm the brother that sent Brother Tazariak the video. We actually had a couple of, I wouldn't call it debates, but discussions about similar topics a few months ago. But it wasn't none of this energy. It wasn't this kind of disrespect. So I didn't receive it like that.
You're a Muslim, brother? You're a Muslim?
And even like that, there's no, I ain't tripping. I wasn't tripping, one way or the other, but I couldn't even finish a sentence. I couldn't finish a statement without somebody cutting me off. Even if he wanted to know, you're a Muslim, okay, you can ask me that after I finish. Why can't y'all let me just finish a statement or finish a sentence? But yeah, but I was the one emotional that couldn't let nobody talk. FOI, 35 years.
Man, you just completed treason, brother. That's called treason.
So now you're talking about I just completed. I don't know. You mean committed? You mean I committed treason? Why would you break my wisdom or break my train of thought of what I'm trying to establish with jokes? With jokes or with I guess that's supposed to be controversial, like you agitating or instigating, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? So that's how I know this ain't for no real resolution. This is for me to just hop on here and issue my warning, issue my challenge and get the hell up out of there.
What you doing there, brother?
What's treason?
You sending Israelite message helping out to Israelite
brother. We don't hide information. Yeah, we don't hide information. Yeah, I'm the one shared the information with him about Elijah Muhammad teaching that Prophet Muhammad of Arabia, peace be upon him, was a white man. I sent them the video of Elijah Muhammad saying that, and Minister Farrakhan confirming that or backing that up also on a video. So he thought that was like treason, like I'm supposed to be backpedaling, or I'm supposed to be scared of that. No, we run all the way, we lean all the way into that, because this guy who claims to be a Israelite, you can't tell us why God made devil. The devil is here. The devil is giving us hell. You know, your Bible say, I, the Lord, you know, I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, but you can't address why your God made the devil. So we ain't got nothing to run from and hide from. And we don't get emotional. We don't get loud. We just present receipts, or we present revelations and explanations that you can't deal with. And then you go to the beauty shop, to all the beauty shop slander talk. Don't hide knowledge and information.
Let's go. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I know it's comedy. I know you keeping
Yeah.
this spirit like.
No doubt.
But sadly, though, I got like 2 questions real quick, or 3 questions if you don't mind. The first question is for Khalil. You say you FOI, and you asking Tazariak who his leader is, and you saying that Elijah Muhammad represents to Moses, but then he didn't speak eloquently, so he needed somebody to speak, you know, clearly. So who is your leader right now? In the absence of Elijah Muhammad, in your organization that doesn't accept Farrakhan?
We still accept the modern Moses, just like after Moses.
How could your leader be dead? If you think that the modern Moses or Elijah Muhammad is dead, I'm saying, who is your leader? You're following a dead Elijah? Like, do y'all have a military structure? Do y'all have a chain of command? Do y'all have authority? Do y'all have rank? Who is the leader? What is that? Like, who do you follow if you claim Elijah, but Elijah is physically dead, according to y'all belief? Who are you following? And he said earlier in this same lie, this is the Khalil dude with the FOI uniform on. He said that that Elijah Muhammad didn't speak well, so he had a Aaron, somebody that could speak the language better. But then he forgot that he said that. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got on and held him to that, I didn't really press him too hard, but until he said, you know, we follow the modern day Moses, which he says is Elijah Muhammad. And then, you know, I asked him, well, do you believe he's alive or dead? Well, he's dead. How do you follow a modern day dead man? Right. So that being said, who is Aaron then? Because you were just talking earlier in this same video, the same interview or debate, that Elijah Muhammad had a Aaron. Moses, the modern day Moses, had a modern day Aaron, and you said something about it was Malcolm at first, and then it was Farrakhan. So it don't apply now that you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because Farrakhan is still here, and I'm with Farrakhan, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the one who made Farrakhan his national representative, second in charge, second in command only to himself. So why aren't you with Farrakhan? And I kind of touched on that the other day. I seen a video saying that he changed the teaching. You know, he calls Farad Muhammad Fard instead of Farad, so he changed the teaching. It's just total short bust logic. Who is your leader? Like, or are you the leader of a new spinoff group that I'm not aware of? Is Khalil Shabazz like the leader of whatever his FOI organization is allegedly called? I don't know. Maybe y'all might know that in the chat, but I don't know. That's why I asked it.
We still accept the modern Moses.
Who is the Aaron? Uh-oh.
When Moses died, they wasn't talking to Aaron no more.
No, I'm asking you, who is the Aaron? Did you hear that answer though? What type of ghetto, illiterate, meaningless answer was that? When Moses died, they wasn't talking to Aaron no more. Who the hell wasn't talking to Aaron no more? And you speaking as a Muslim. As a Muslim, the Quran don't say none of that. The Quran says absolutely the opposite of that. That's only who they were speaking to. They was only speaking to Aaron. And Allah said, go you both, Moses and Aaron, with my authority. I give you both authority. Both of y'all got a rod and a staff that can call down plagues and curses. Both of y'all go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. But the first wave of it, or the first leg of it, was the 40 years of Moses. And then the next leg, the other 40 years after Moses went to be with Allah in person and left his brother to take his place among the people. What the hell is this dude talking about? They wasn't speaking to him no more. That's crazy work right there. What's the Aaron to you?
Well, that's just a story that Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. There's no literal Aaron, but
there's no literal Aaron, but now he just said it was a literal Moses. But now when I get him in the corner and get him in a verbal submission hold, now he want to tap out on believing any of that. he just said the whole time he just said Elijah was the Moses, right? But now when I corner him and say, okay, well, who's the Aaron? Oh, that's just a story. It wasn't really no Moses. Really, I was like, geez, Louise. So do you believe that Elijah Muhammad is physically dead, or is he alive on the wheel? What do you believe?
I believe he's physically dead.
So once he said that, I didn't even need to say no more to him because he don't even qualify. I don't even think he got a following. I think Tazariak and Sinetta just fished. They fished around to find a false flagging dude that's calling themselves a FOI so they can claim they was cooking FOIs like they was, slaying FOIs or whatever on debate. That's not no FOI. That's not no FOI. Get with the official FOIs. And you see when I showed up, you see what happened when I showed up. All right. Brother Tazariak, do you believe that your God is a spirit or a man?
No, the Most High is a man, not like you and I. Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war. He sits on the throne. So for us, he's a man.
How is he different than us? How is he different? How does he differ from us?
What do you mean?
You said he's not like us.
I mean his power, his greatness. He's never been on this planet physically.
Wow. He said, Tazariak said that God is a man. He's a physical man, but he's never been on this planet physically. I want y'all to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really get a chance to go into it because I was still trying to be respectful to everybody else that was on the panel that didn't get a chance to speak and wanted to speak. But I wanted to go so hard into this, in the paint on this and break the backboard. He said that God is a man on a throne, but he ain't never been on earth. He ain't never been on earth before. Captain Tazariak says that God is our father and we're from the earth and he has a body and he's a man and he only differs from us in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and power, but he's never been on this earth. The earth that he created, the earth that he's so concerned about, and the people that's supposed to be his chosen people on the earth, but he's never been on the earth. He never met with Moses. You know what I'm saying? He never met with Abraham. He never met with Jacob, all like the Bible say, because that all happened on earth. That all happened on earth, but according to Tazariak, he ain't never been on the earth. Man, do y'all want to follow an organization or a belief system that claims a God whose chosen people is on earth and who says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it also says the kingdom of heaven is in you. You're on earth. You're made out of earth material. And I'm saying the kingdom of my God and my heaven is in you on earth. But then he's saying that the God ain't never been on earth. Don't even mention Genesis. Let us make man in our image and after our likeness and give them power over the creation, over the earth that we own already. Jeez Louise, this is the 5150 doctrine or belief system of my mans and them. Man.
Physically.
Wow.
One other thing I want to clear up when you mentioned about the energy. This ain't my first time sitting with Khalil, and he didn't have the decorum that you had when you and I sat.
No, I agree. I
just want that for the record. I don't want you to come in here like I don't have this energy with you like it's different when it was you.
No, you still disrespected the faith and the FOI just because you're talking to him don't mean nothing to me. So, right, you act like just because you talking to him and he turning up, that gives you the green light to still disrespect Master Fard Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, call him a PDF file, say that we unalived Malcolm, say that we, you know, COINTELPRO, like we got rid of Khalil. I don't care who you talking to. I don't care who claims to be a FOI, who getting you upset and getting you in your feelings. And then he got on the Instagram saying that I was clout chasing him. Like, dude, you clout chasing the nation. He's like, what I posted didn't have nothing to do with you. I'm a 35-year vet of the FOI, the NOI, and you posting something. I don't care if you posting with him. You saying the FOI ain't ish, Farad Muhammad ain't ish, and all of that, and that don't have nothing to do with you. These dudes is 5150, man. These is, you know, mental health patients, bro.
No, what I'm saying is,
just hear me out.
No,
hear me out.
I want you to hear me out because I listened to you.
I just heard you out for two hours.
Well, you just interrupted me. I just
interrupted him. This is my first time even getting to speak in 2 or 3 hours, however long they was on there. They can't, and he said, I got a demon. Like, I can't be quiet. I haven't been able to finish one sentence or one statement yet.
Interrupt you when you said I didn't have this energy. I let you say what you had to say. So
go ahead. Listen,
I appreciate
I'm trying to hurry up and get off of here.
I mean, that's not my fault if you got to hurry up, but I do get.
That's real petty. That sound like real beauty shop under the dryer. Real beauty shop under the dryer, emotional energy.
To respond to what you say. So now when you and I spoke, I think we spoke twice. It was coy and we disagreed, but it wasn't no high energy or anything like that because that's how I am. I match what you are. This is my second time with Khalil. The first time it was high energy, so I knew.
High energy don't got nothing to do with letting slander fly out your mouth. You can be high energy saying stuff still within respect. Within the you know, respectful rules of not libel, not slander, not defamation, not gossip, not beauty shop under the dryer, sister girl tea. That don't got nothing to do with high energy. We talking about what actually you letting come out your mouth publicly against a certain other organization.
Will be high energy now. So this has nothing to do, like if you got out of pocket, I would do the same thing with you. I just want.
If I got out of pocket, well, I was all the way out of pocket. And he didn't want to do nothing. I got as far out of pocket to where he was calling me a demon. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too much more out of pocket than that. He didn't want no parts of it.
That on the record.
All right.
Now to answer your question about the Most High, for us, the Bible says our God has never physically been on this plane. But he sends messengers, he sends angels. That's how
it says he never physically been on this plane, but just like some of the brothers in the chat said, well, what the hell was he doing in the Garden of Eden way back in Genesis? He wasn't on this plane, but he was walking in the garden and he was saying, let us make man in our image, and breathed into them and this and that, and he made them from the dust of the earth. How did he make him from the dust of the earth with his own hands if he wasn't on the earth in the dust? How did he point out which tree that we wasn't supposed to eat from if he wasn't there? What was he doing in Moses when he spoke to the Lord face to face as a man speaks to his friend? Face to face, not hologram to face, not dimensional wormhole to face, Stargate to face. It said face to face as a man speaks to his friend. What was Abraham? Who was he talking to when he was in the tent? You know what I'm saying? On his way with 2 of his angels to Sodom and Gomorrah to wipe Sodom and Gomorrah out. Where does it say all of this at? And if it do say it, that's one of the more reasons that the Bible is called the poison book, because if it's saying he's a man in one part and then it's saying he ain't a man in another part, if he's saying that he's on earth in one part and in another part you saying he ain't never been to earth, oh, that's crazy work right there. Yeah, that's short bus 5150 or that's LSD. I don't know. That's something. That's super spooky. That's super spookism. Because you claiming a God, you claiming to know a God, but you ain't never seen him and he ain't ever even been to earth, even though the Bible say, I will search the earth for my sheep, which is lost. That wasn't Jesus speaking. You know what I'm saying? I think I will go down now and see whether or not the cry that I have heard was altogether that which I have heard, talking about the descendants of slaves, you know, his chosen people for 400 years. You saying that's crazy. That's, man, you saying he ain't never been on earth. Wow. Yeah. So last question for both of you, for Khalil and Tazariak. Tazariak, you familiar with 1 Kings 18 to 40? 1 Kings, which deals with Prophet Elijah, since we're talking about Elijah, right? Elijah and the Baal prophets. The showdown, the challenge.
When he battled the 400.
The showdown and the challenge that he issued to them.
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Myself, you know, representing, you know, my God, Master Fard Muhammad, who you falsely claim was a white man, when he, you know, we clearly was taught from day one. You can go on YouTube right now and hear Elijah Muhammad say his father was a black man, real dark man, and his mother was a white woman. But they want to keep calling him a white man, and they want to go grab other people that's not affiliated with the nation and never met Master Fard Muhammad. They want to grab Elijah Muhammad or old video of his son saying that he was a white man, when everybody know that he wasn't. But you want to call him that. So since you want to call him that, then that's why I be hitting him with light skin. You lighter than him. You just the same complexion as Master Fard Muhammad. So you a white man. When it gets serious, when it get real serious about putting, you know, your life on the line and presenting your body as a living, willing sacrifice and going there, is something else going on. For us to be cursed, which one of us cursed or killed, not by each other, not by so-called man's hands, by and just hear that, cursed or killed. So the Quran says both. You don't have to just be killed. You don't got to get scared. You talking about killing somebody. See, all y'all talking about is getting rid of black people. No, it says curse. This is what your Bible says. Even though the Bible says, well, I'm going to let him say it. I ain't going to jump the gun. By your supernatural God's power, are you willing to do that with me publicly? And Sarnetta, you know, as a witness, we can pin this up and keep tabs of it for the next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, however long we want to decide specifically what we want our God, you know what I'm saying, to prove he's really God or really with us. Are y'all willing to do that with me?
Yeah, you sound like a demon to me, Matthew.
Fair you. Salute to Sarnetta, because I'm going to give him his credit. You seen his response? It wasn't yes or no. You sound like a demon to me. That was scared. That means you're scared. And if I sound like a demon, you should be so anxious to exercise me at that point. Oh, I'm a demon. Oh, this is your opportunity to show and prove your God or your Jehovah or your Christ power by exercising me live in front of everybody, for everybody to see. Let me know, y'all, if you know, I'm going by what the Bible example. The prophet Elijah never even experienced death. He was so beloved and so powerful and so respected by God that he took him to heaven, whole body and soul, in a whirlwind. You don't even find Elijah's grave. You don't find where Elijah even died nowhere in the Bible. So for me to use Elijah is no coincidence, of course, as that example of how you challenge hypocrites and goofies and false prophets and false believers or whatever you are. That's how you challenge them according to your own Bible. But the first thing he called me is a demon. You know, like they call Jesus, "Are you a demon? You casting out demons by the power of Beelzebub." Like, damn. Why I gotta be a demon? Just accept the challenge. Like, do what your Bible gives you that example for. Why I gotta be a demon?
Yeah, you sound like a demon to me. Matthew, the 4th chapter.
No, this is the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Hold on, you gotta let Captain respond. Let him respond.
So, you know, he's gonna jump in and take up for Captain because they on the same team. He got a moderator wrench over there on Sarnetta's page. So they on the same team. They mics is loud, you know what I'm saying? They gonna overtalk you for each other. None of it worked. None of it was enough to save him from this.
I mean, the emotional man to interrupt. I said 3 words. You sound like a.
Wow, he calling me emotional. let me know, man. If anything, I was trying to be too calm. I might have sounded a little too flat, too calm, but he called me emotional. Y'all let me know. Was that that little demonstration or that little challenge, was that emotional to y'all?
Demon in me. That was a battle of proving whose God was real by calling fire out of heaven when you mentioned in 1 Kings.
Now listen to him filibuster. If y'all know what filibuster means, he's just gonna talk. He really ain't proving nothing or making no point. He just knows that the rules of this so-called fake debate type of get down is you just can't have no dead air because somebody got you. Now you just gonna repeat, what I'm saying, the verse. I didn't ask you, do you know how to memorize it by heart? This ain't the 120 lessons, like what's the science, what's the scripture for the day, Lord? No, I'm talking about the principle. The principle is exactly what I said. Elijah wasn't a demon. Elijah wasn't a demon when he called for the showdown with the Baal prophets. And he physically had his hands put on them and made their little domes roll down by the river afterwards. I'm not asking for none of that. Why am I a demon?
Neither side threatened with death to each other. The 450 prophets of Baal died because Elijah said to kill them physically because they could not call the fire out of heaven. So why are you repeating that as though I'm talking about doing something different? I am talking about doing something different. I'm trying to give you a break. Like, no, we don't got to do that last part. We don't do that. We don't have to do that happy ending down by the river. Happy ending. Let's just leave it to the supernatural God power part. But he's just trying to repeat some scriptures and all of that. That ain't making no damn sense. That's 1 Kings, the 18th chapter. But you don't know the Bible. When I called you a demon, in Matthew, the 4th chapter, says, again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showing him all the kingdoms of the world. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? What are you rambling for? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry now, Sinetta got to come help you again.
Salaki.
Salaki. He saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give angels charge concerning thee.
Do y'all understand what he's talking about? That's sounding like Charlie Brown teacher. Like, were you speaking in Russian or something? Like, thee, thou, here, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man?
Christ's answer was, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
Nobody's tempting God. We putting each other's God to the test. We're testing the God. Ain't nobody tempting God. I'm challenging your God. Right. The Bible and the Quran is full of that, especially the Quran, where if your God is real God, then bring on us what you threaten us with, then. Bring it on us, make your God rain stones from heaven on us. And so that's all throughout the scriptures. Why I got to be a demon if I'm issuing the same challenge that Elijah issued?
You will not see nobody say, curse me if this God is not real, with a battle against another God. That's
a battle against another God. Like, that didn't even make no sense. So are you saying that we're gods and we battling each other, or are we believers in a God, two different gods that we're challenging publicly, that we want to prove which of the gods is which by having that real God send down a curse, right? Or lightning. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to do the lightning, because what comes after you losing that battle is you get your head rolled down there by that river. I'm not talking about doing that. So we can adjust it so you feel safe and you feel comfortable. It don't got to be death. Why are you scared, man? Why are you scared?
They horrible.
Well, I'm a Muslim. So in the Quran, chapter 62, verse 6, you say that you're a real Hebrew, right?
I'm an Israelite.
You think that you are the favorites of Allah or God, or Yahweh, Yahshua, or Yahweh, or to the exclusion of other people, then invoke death if you are truthful. This is what we're commanded to challenge you.
So go do it.
I'm still going. So it says, come, let us gather our sons and our daughters and our women, and you gather your women and your people, and let us be earnest in prayer and invoke the curse of Allah, invoke the curse of your God. We Muslims, so since I'm not a Hebrew, I don't go by your Bible laws. I'm letting you know what we practice as Muslims. This is how you shut it all down. You don't got to call me a demon. You just got to prove like the Baal prophets did. Well, I got to be a demon because we're showing and proving live publicly the power and the reality of who our God is. Why I got to be a demon? Why I can't be a honest believer? And this is what he said at the end. This is him in my DM. I don't think you realize how stupid you sounded asking me that. And I responded, I don't think you realize how cowardly you look or you sounded with your reply to my, it's supposed to be with your reply to my biblical challenge, and how much you sound like a fed bait NOI hater, how you try to charge the NOI for deleting Malcolm and Khalil. You in my DMs with this. That's how you know that they triggered, they scared, because you ain't got to even worry about it, because you don't have to accept the challenge, because I already prayed it to my God. Our Father, the God I pray to, Master Fard Muhammad, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I already prayed for the showdown, for the challenge. He ain't got to accept it. So I'm already keeping my clock set for the next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So like it or not, it's already on. It's already in motion. So y'all can keep track, because they didn't want to accept that because they, whatever reason. But I don't mind. Something happened to me, and then I guess they God was the real God. But you ain't off the hook with me. No, it's up. It's on. So that's part of making a believer. You don't have to agree or accept. It's going to happen whether you accept it or not, to me or to you. So I love it. Let me open up the lines though, the StreamYard line, and see if anybody wants to add on or participate. Let me put this back up here. This is the I'm gonna replay it. Hold on one second. Let me get there we go.
And on this,
I'm just asking you for a discussion. Just showing you the difference.
And you gotta repent too, Cam. You gotta repent, brother.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Against your brother, man. That's, even though y'all might not agree, that's still your brother.
That's not my brother. That's not my brother.
That's not his brother, Si. He said that's not his brother.
That's not my brother.
That's not your brother, Cam.
Yeah.
That's not your brother.
No.
Hey,
I mean,
if I could just get 30 seconds before I go. Cam, you stand. Wait, Cam, you stand. Cam, wait, hold on, Cam.
Listen to me.
No, listen to me. I'm about to leave you.
Wow, he like, no, listen to me. Like, dang, man, I just listened to y'all for hours, and now you actually address me with something, and I can't even answer it, and then it's super laughing and super dramatization or whatever. Like, it's regular though. That's not my brother. That's a false flag and hypocrite. Why? Just because you call him my brother because he calls himself a FOI, and he put on a uniform. It's just like saying you really from GDs or BDs or Blood or Crip or something like that, and somebody come with a full outfit and don't nobody know him. Like, nigga, you not my homie. No, he's not my brother. That's not my brother. Just like Jesus. Who is my brother? Who is my mother? No, my brother is in the temple with me. My mother is in the temple with me. So they supposed to be religious Christian heads that understand that concept. But I guess it's funny. I guess it's Dave Chappelle comedy, Def Jam comedy for them.
So
I'm about to leave too. We both about to leave. If Farrakhan is a hypocrite, that's you not my brother.
Okay, he said what he said.
Right.
But what I just want to point out is that when he say other Israelites would call me a hypocrite, he's correct. But another ISUPK member wouldn't do that. So I
don't know what our rules are.
I'm just telling you. So He's FOI, you FOI. That's like Katazar being
No, that's two people claiming to be FOI. Said it. He's FOI, you FOI. Now he's trying to force this dude's authentic. He's trying to force dude to be an authentic FOI on me. Just like I just explained. So you not from my hood or wherever hood you from. You from New York. A dude show up that's from Iowa, but he gonna be super banged out with all the New York gear, ISUPK gear on. And I can press you and laugh and say, yeah, that's your brother from your city and from your organization. Like, man, that's how you know they just desperate for attention, desperate for clout, keeping the real ones' names in their mouth. You keeping the NOI names in y'all mouth because that's the only real thing that's going to get you traction or get you attention because it looked like you so tough like Malcolm that you can go against such a military, fierce and respected nation and army like the FOI thinking that we're going to respond. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm an entertainer, right? I'm a rapper. This is the entertainment world. You don't hear me talking about no tough guy stuff. The toughest stuff you're going to hear from me is what I said, which is just a spiritual challenge to your spiritual spook God that don't really come to earth. Have him, let's do the Elijah challenge. And you said I was a demon. That means Jesus is really a demon and Elijah was really a demon. So I just like exposing, cooking with fed bait, the little fed bait ingredients. And add a dash of pepper, a dash of paprika, and turn the fire up on them. That's two people claiming to be FOI. That's why you're supposed to do a showdown and prove who's who and what's what.
The man's been emotional since he's been on here.
Damn. Like, can y'all give me a thumbs up in the chat? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. But can y'all let me know? He's saying I've been emotional since y'all been watching. Was I emotional or was he emotional? Was I loud? Was I laughing or arguing or cussing or slandering, or was my man doing that? Can y'all let me know in the chat right quick, because maybe y'all see something that I don't see. Because I think I'm usually kind of like monotone for the most part. But maybe he saw something. Maybe he was able to trigger me and I didn't realize I was getting triggered and I started screaming or cussing or something, or start fidgeting, or, you know what I'm saying? Like he said I was.
So now that's like me and Katazar being on this stage together and seeing us go back and forth. So
that was it.
And on this.
Yeah, I don't even know why he posted that, because that was lame. But he reaching. I don't know. I'm struggling for content, but it's gonna get some clicks and views, but it's gonna do even a greater service over here with us for those that actually really want, real value and real representation, reality. Showing and proving reality, not some fifth dimensional ghost king man that don't really come down to earth. I don't know, man. And then another one that claims to be a FOI, but you ain't heard nothing about their structure. Who is your leader? Who is your supreme captain? Who is your minister? I ain't never heard none of that. But that's why they pick these dudes like that, because they're nobodies. And they're going to dress them up. Here, you put this hat on and shave your thing and say that you're a FOI. So I can say I cooked you. I slayed the FOI. Like, nigga, please. So I'm always inviting them. So we'll see if they actually show up instead of 305. It ain't really nothing to show up for, because you already seen them decline. I didn't play the Khalil dude because he said no too. He said he don't want none of it too. He don't want to do the challenge neither. So Khalil said he don't want to do the challenge with me. What's dude's name? Tazariak said he didn't want to do it. He was scared straight. And Sarnetta, you know what I'm saying? I asked him too, I think. But, that ain't even nothing. Just whoever claiming God. If you claiming God and you claiming that the Nation of Islam God is not the real God, Master Fard Muhammad is not real God. If you're Orthodox Muslim, if you're Hebrew Israelite, you're Moorish Science, you're Christian, whatever you are, this challenge is for you. This challenge is for you. Don't be scared to take it. You shouldn't have nothing to worry about if my God ain't the real God. Why would you say, no, I'm not doing that? That means you scared. You scared. I'm not scared. And I'm not holy. I'm not squeaky clean and holy. I got dirt that I should be destroyed for. But I don't think I'm going to be destroyed for it in a challenge with you. I think that might buy me some more time. That might buy me 30 or 60 or 90 more days and shit, because it's not going to happen to me if you accept the challenge, because I know my God is real. And, I have to do things, extreme things like this to even please my God, to even, prove that I'm love not my life even unto death for my God. I don't know how serious y'all take y'all God, but I take mine all the way. Mine is for keeps. This white man that y'all say is a criminal and all of that. Why y'all so scared to run the fade with him then? Why y'all so scared? Why everybody saying, man, I wouldn't wish that on my enemy? No, man, that's the most horrible thing. What? How is that more horrible than what Elijah actually did? Elijah wanted to feel it with his own hands. He wanted to take you out with his own hands after God, showed who he gonna bring the lightning down with. How is that more horrible than what your prophet in the Bible did? You try to make it more horrible for me. Like, that's straight punk, coward, rainbow, man, beauty shop, beauty salon under the dryer, sister girl sipping tea energy. How are you gonna punk out on that? That was an easy fade. Nobody had to get their hands dirty. No, got to be on no tough guy, physical violence or whatever. Because Elijah was on that. Elijah was on the physical violence page. I was trying to spare you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I doubt if they're going to be showing up. They're not going to be showing back up, because all I got to say is accept the challenge. And all you're going to have is excuses of why you shouldn't accept the challenge, because your Bible teaches that you shouldn't accept those kind of challenges. And how the hell did Elijah do it then? You can't run that coward excuse. You can't slither out of that, because Elijah did it. If Elijah can do it, then you can do it. But you just mad because somebody beat you to the punch. You should have did me first. You should have hit me with that challenge. Now you look like the punk. You look like the Baal prophets, because I hit you with it, with my false God. I beat you to the God Showdown Elijah challenge punch, and you punked out. And all y'all punking out. So we don't really have nothing to talk about. We don't have no debates. I'll just do content like this until y'all ready to show up. Y'all ready to show up, hit my DM and say, yeah, I want to take that challenge. Then we'll get back on the live with each other. But what else do we got to talk about? Salute KM, Nate the Greatest, Wrench Mob. Salute D. Ali. Say, Cam, get with me. I'll help you get ready for the Hebrews. Oh, bro, come on now. No thanks. Same day parlay, ACM. Salute ACM. Called Malcolm a ninja, straight ninja. We deleted that ninja. Abdul Perez, salute. NW Stance, Fed bait is right. This cat is shady as hell. His group is crazy, stubborn. Their whole aim is to defame others that don't accept their exegesis. Can they all ghost watch your channel, so they know you was about to bring the pain already. Right. Jamila, salute. I ain't seen you in a minute. How you been, sis? God, sis, we needed your energy over here for the longest. Good to see you, Jamila. Walaikum salam. Ma Jabril, salute, salute. Adrian, Big Adrian, salute. Walaikum salam. Madan. Blur 619 shouts out. Great content, man. Salute. 619 Dago in the building. Honor Roll. Walaikum salam. My brethren, Wrench Mob brethren, Wrench Mob. God mods. Mandria, you still here? Are you still here, Mandria? I don't know what the last one is because I seen you said something else. You said, what problem did you have with your brother on that panel from the NOI? That wasn't my brother. That wasn't my brother from the NOI. That was the false flagger. He wasn't no NOI or FOI. So that's the problem. He was acting like one. He was falsely portraying one. Yusuf, Big Yusuf, salute. Walaikum salam, Yusuf Arlan. I thought you had a wrench. Yeah, I'm trying to get the wrench back over here. Jam Jack, that laughing was childish, wasn't it though? Red Sanford, what was the laugh? That was just, that like I said, that's that little beauty shop energy. That's that beauty shop under the dryer, getting your hair braided energy. That estrogen energy. Demetrius, salute. Tapping in Chicago, Chi-Town, salute, salute. Cote, man, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a while. Ahmad Jabril, 1.4 billion Muslims from South and East Asia, Australia, and South America. They learn Arabic and pray 5 times. Nobody say they practice in Arabism. Only when black people do that, suddenly it's Arabism. Actually, it's 2 billion. It's more than 1.5 billion or 1.4. It's 2 billion Muslims worldwide. Righteous by nature, walaikum salam, salute. Cote say, brother like Philip and student minister Wesley Muhammad went up against these ops on Sonetta's show. Yeah, all of them it's just entertainment. Ain't nothing serious. They ain't building nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't fighting no real enemies. They ain't making war with no real beasts. They just out making noise, out loud talking and over talking and issuing curses everywhere else. They loud talking, over talking, emotionally, derogatory accuse and defame and cuss and curse everywhere else. But now when it come to us, we deleted Malcolm and we deleted such and such. Like now we just horrible. Now we're horrible by calling for the Elijah challenge. Like that's crazy work, boy. Demetrius, Nate the greatest, bro. You was definitely not emotional. He reflected in the talks y'all had before, and you was letting him know how not to be so emotional, so he was projecting. Exactly. They take our bars and try to use it against us. They take our bars. I seen my brother early was telling me, like, they didn't even used to claim that God was a man. They used to claim that God was a spirit or a spook. But because of getting slayed and cooked by us, by FOIs over the past few years, now they start, restudying their book and saying, no, well, God is a man, but he ain't on earth. He got a throne, but he don't be on earth. You know what I'm saying? Because you got cooked. So you got to keep on taking our wisdom and our bars and then try to, remix it and use it against us later on. That is terrible work. That is terrible. Terrible. Cam, you got to let Taz know he just following a story when our story is right now. Man. Walaikum salam. Donald Muhammad. Walaikum salam. Accept the challenge. Yeah, George Allen, salute. Walaikum salam. Brother Cam, defending Farrakhan and the nation point. Oh, defending. Walaikum salam. Defending. Point number 12. Absolutely. We don't run from it. We run to it. We don't run from it. We run to it. Like you giving your opposition, you giving that's treason, brother. You committing treason. Like by giving the knowledge of self away, giving the knowledge of the history of Prophet Muhammad and the knowledge of the history of what Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about Prophet Muhammad's race, being a white man, and Farrakhan also taught that ever since then. So that's not that's not treason. That's not a secret, nigga. Not giving military secrets. No, I want you to hear this. So you can ask him, since you calling the white man the devil all of a sudden, who made him? If they the devils, Mr. Tazariak, who made them and why? Is there any other creators in the universe? Your God, your Jehovah had made them. Why did he make them? Why did he let them terrorize us like this? Y'all ain't got them mature answers. You're going to have to hijack and steal and bite those answers also from the NOI and try to remix them and put them in your own little organization package. No, that all came from Elijah Muhammad. All came from the white God, Master Fard Muhammad, according to letting y'all tell it. Righteous by nature. I heard talking loud and saying nothing from Cap. Yeah. Neurotic, salute, peace to you. Peace and love and blessings and healing and abundance to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my folks. And for y'all that's not, war and cursings to you. It's just that simple. It's not emotional. We're not emotional. It's just principles. We just operate on principles over here. D.Ali, knowing where they got their game from, right. It's not a game with us, but they took it and made it a game. It's sport and play to them. It's serious with us. It's not a laughing matter. It's not comedy, even though we laugh about it, because once we get into mocking mode, like Elijah did, Elijah started mocking them Baal prophets right before he whacked them, right before he had them all whacked. So I'm not trying to mock you like that. And I'm not even trying to whack you. I'm not trying to put, that energy out there whatsoever. No physical violence energy out there whatsoever. But if we want to mock, though, I can roast. I could tear you apart. You know what I'm saying? A little Frankenberry stitches you got in there, that you calling braids. I can go there. You know what I'm saying? We can clown. But that's getting off of the spirit of Islam and the spirit of actually warning you and getting your blood off of my hands. I don't need to mock you like that. Reminds me of song Clowns, right? Clowns to the left of me, clowns to the right. Clowns all around me, dog. I'm about to take flight on these clowns in this industry. Clowns in these streets. Clowns on TV and these clown athletes. These clown ass theologists. X1 salute, DJ X1 salute. The Mac Mizzle show, facts, brother Cam. They remix everything. Well, it's called stealing. It's called stealing and plagiarizing. It's called stealing. Ahmad Jabril, them small caps backing up their movement to stop the Islamic spread in the black community. I don't know. Big T, alaikum salam. Yeah, they always been talking stuff. Yeah. So we just never gave it no attention, but now I'm just giving it attention because it's warning time. It's just the grace is over, and I'm finally getting the issue the final warning and the challenge. They're not going to accept the challenge. So I just put that out there to publicly show how they're religious punks, religious cowards. I don't see how you'd be scared of my fake God, this fake Caucasian white God that's a criminal or whatever. I don't understand that. And we telling you we're not, no FOI, nobody is putting no hands on nobody. We leaving it straight up to the supernatural power of both of our gods. And you scared to do that. It don't get much more of a punk than that. It don't get much more cowardly than that. In the name of your God. So I don't want a God that, don't let you do that. I don't want that kind of God. Donald, brothers give their life for this. It's not a game. Absolutely. George Allen, your thoughts on Snoop on Brother Joshua's podcast? Yeah, I saw that. Let me get this off of here. I saw that, and I was not impressed. I was not impressed, for a lot of, various reasons. There was no, to me that was, and I'm not saying brother Joshua, that's my brother. All, they all my brothers, but yeah, that wasn't nothing. That was, I don't know what that was. It was no controversial, no potent, no nothing. It was just show your face. It's just, I don't know what that was. Righteous by nature, humility versus arrogance. Right. And I'm not even, I don't mind you even being so-called arrogant if you have the truth. Because a lot of times confidence and faith or whatever is confused with arrogance. So I would just have to take that. I would have to swallow that. No Disney. You know what I'm saying? If y'all was they was bringing some actual truth or some superior argument or something that could defeat the NOI teachings or defeat the history or whatever that we got in the receipts that we got. But they call me arrogant, or they call me, horrible or demon or emotional or a bully or all that kind of stuff, because I actually have, that on my side. So I don't need to yell. I don't need to laugh. I don't need to do all the extra theatrics, emotionalism theatrics. I just present my little case and move on with my life. That's all. Hit the like button. Y'all hit the subscribe button. Because we really over here doing stuff. We really, the nation, we know what the nation has done. We know what Farrakhan has done. We know nobody else raised up a black nation, raised up our people from the condition we was in, other than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, by Master Fard Muhammad's power and revelation and teachings and protection, because he got protected the whole way through, just like Farrakhan got protected the whole way through. But these ops, their leaders, don't seem to be getting protected. Anybody that opposes us don't seem to get protected. You oppose Elijah, you oppose Farrakhan, which is the Moses and the Aaron that we've been proving that they are. That's favored. That's the chosen messengers of God in our time, who's given power and authority to call down plagues and wraths and has the keys to life and death and heaven and hell. They ain't got took out. But anybody that opposes them seem to get took out in various ways. Don't try to blame it on the hand of the FOI. No, they get took out all kind of ways. Why that ain't happening to Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan? So those facts. I don't care how you feel about it. Don't put us in the same category with y'all assassinated leaders or whoever. That ain't happening to us. Why? Why is our God a better protector than yours? Why is our God a stronger uniter and educator and healer than y'all's? So if y'all got the real God and we got the fake God, man, I don't know. I don't know how you can prove that yours is superior. I'm trying to figure out all the different little challenges and tests and showdowns and putting receipts and stuff on the scale to prove that yours is better, but it ain't happening. Jerome D. Cam, did you ever give thoughts on Elon Musk and the AI push? I don't remember the question. What was the question? Ahmad, the Israelites have something to say about the NOI, but nothing to say about Satan. Satan Yahoo, yeah, Netanyahu, Satan Yahoo. Hey man, that's their business. I'm not really into what they talking about until they talking about us. Until they talking against us, then I pay attention, and that's what this is. This is just content. This is just sometimes, like Minister Farrakhan said way back in the 90s, sometimes a good fight let you know where God is and who God is with. Sometimes it takes a good fight, a good showdown to show the people who God is really with and where God is really at. That's why you got to call it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one individual. Like I said again, Minister Farrakhan didn't tell me to do this. The Nation of Islam, nobody in the nation told me to do this. I'm not following the directions or the instructions of, no particular person in the ranks. I'm following the inspiration of my God because of the personal relationship and the personal way that he communicates with me. I'm talking about Elijah Muhammad. So this is what I believe his communication to me was to do this, to be one of the first people, I guess. Not that being the first matters. I ain't seen nobody else doing it. So I'm just doing it. I'll be looking around just like when I first came in the nation. I heard so many rappers talking about all praises due to Allah and the lessons and this and that. So I thought I was on a late freight. I thought all of them was registered members of the Nation of Islam, FOI. And when I got to the FOI, once I became a genuine article and I seen that none of them was, then I was like, whoa, I guess I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm going straight to the lamb. I'm getting it straight from the source. Everybody else ain't wow, I couldn't believe that. So it's the same with this. Calling for this showdown. I really couldn't believe that nobody else has done this before. So I guess I'm supposed to be the one to kick it off, to start to do it. I don't got no problem with that. I thank Allah for letting me do that, for whatever it's worth or whatever it's not. Letting me know how to do it, giving me the testicles to do it. That's salute to Kanye, salute to Ye. Y'all can call him whatever. Y'all call me crazy. You sound stupid, brother. Say you sound stupid. Let me see what he put. He said, do you realize how stupid you sound asking me that? You mean how stupid Elijah sounded asking the Baal prophets that? I sounded just as stupid as Elijah did. But if you got to call me stupid, and this is in my DM, right? So you want to communicate with me in my DM. Of course, I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to post it to the public. I said, I don't think you realize how cowardly you sound with your reply to my biblical challenge. How much you sound like a fed bait NOI hater. How you try to charge the NOI for deleting Malcolm and Khalil. Charge us for deleting Malcolm and Khalil. What we had to do with Khalil? I mean, I can see what you falsely accuse us to having to do with Malcolm, but what Khalil got to do with this? Y'all just trying to stir up some stuff to turn the youth against us? No, the youth is us. Jerome, I'm one of them ones. I'm just one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's the one. I think we're all the ones, and we just get together with people of like minds, because a lot of things that I say is something that you already thought, but I might just got the microphone in my face, or I got a camera in my face and I can say it and get it to the people before you can. That don't mean that I came up with it. No, this is something that you came up with too. This is something you understood, something that you thought, something that you wanted to speak on, and I probably just picked it up with my antenna, you know what I'm saying, because we connected, and I'll go represent it for you. I'm going to speak what you thought. This is what y'all think. This is what y'all feel. This is what y'all say. So you heard a lot of stuff that you listen to me long enough, you're going to be like, man, damn, I just said that. I just was saying that to such and such. Man, I just thought that, man. Oh, I thought that, or this ain't nothing new. I'm getting this from you. Anyone pushing the 5-0 bacon smelling false accusations about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is actually on the 5-0 payroll. Yeah. Jerome, Cam, who sent you the DM? That was Tazariak. That's Tazariak. That's Captain Tazariak. You can't see that little icon right there. But that's Tazariak after our thing yesterday. He said, I don't think you realize how stupid you sounded asking me for that challenge, like Elijah. Asking me for that Elijah and the Baal prophet challenge publicly. He said I sounded stupid for doing that. Well, I must be in good company because all of the prophets got accused of being crazy or sounding stupid or whatever by the masses. I'm in good company. Thank you for hitting me in my private DM, Tazariak, with that message as though I wasn't going to blast it publicly. Why do I care about looking stupid to his hypocrites and disbelievers and hypocrites? I want to protect my image with y'all. No, I want to look like a straight fool for the Lord, for my Lord. Just like you look like your Lord, how people say, man, y'all look crazy. Y'all look like, rest in peace, Power Wow or Soul Sonic Force, but y'all look like Africa Bambaataa and Soul Sonic Force out there on the street. So, but y'all proud of that. Y'all proud of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you know how stupid y'all look out there and how stupid y'all sound out there. If that's what you like it, I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about how stupid you think I look. Just do your work, do what you do, and we're gonna do what we do. And we'll see what's what and who's who. We see who God favors. That's all. The Soul Sonic Fool. I'm just roasting, man. I don't want to devalue what I'm really saying, but we got to be able to laugh at a lot of this because I'm definitely going to get my laugh on in a few. God willing, inshallah. Oh, ladies, it's a living dream. Oh, my. Yeah, boy, them outfits. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. I didn't know I've been on here an hour and a half. Man, like, subscribe, share. Of course, you already know. Hit the westcoastcam.com, my website, and pick up your ionic colloidal silver. But yeah, it's Sunday night, man. Sunday school, Sunday live school. Cooking with Tazariak or Cooking Tazariak and Khalil. Remember that episode of Twilight Zone with the aliens? To serve man. It's a cookbook. You got served. You know what I'm saying? Look who's coming to dinner. Having you for dinner. Literally. All right. So I guess that's it, man. Also, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that great good stuff, that YouTube algorithm stuff. And also, you can support by the Cash App. Hey, you want to take us out of here? You remember that? Like, subscribe, share.
Hit the notification bell so every time we post, you always get notified.
Hey, there you go. Thank you, Mills. On that note, we out of here. Peace.